Hi, I'm Noelle. Thank you for joining me today for your practice. Today we're going to do a full body stretch, mostly focusing on the quads. So this would be great for after a run or after like a leg day or just if you want to get into your body. So first we're just going to sink into our bodies by taking a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, making some sort of noise or vibration. Could be through the lips. We'll do that this time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, flutter the lips. And inhale. Exhale one more time audibly. Inhale, arms are going to sweep up, coming to prayer above the head, finding length in the side body as you reach all the way up. Exhale, right hand extends down to the ground, left hand reaches up and over, keeping both sits bones into the ground. Inhale. Exhale. This time we're going to inhale, we're going to turn our heart towards the ground. Exhale, open. Inhale, turning your heart towards the ground. Exhale, open. Inhale, turning your heart towards the ground. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach all the way up in prayer, finding length through the side body. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Left hand goes towards the ground. Right hand goes up and over. Both sits bones still on the ground. Finding length and stretch even through your armpit. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, really fill the ribs so you can feel a 360 expansion of the ribs. And exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale, turn your heart towards the knee and open. And towards the knee and open. And towards the knee and open. Reaching all the way up with your hands. Sending the hands back down. This time taking your legs out in a V. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, turn your heart towards your right leg. Hands come out and hinge forward with control, keeping the back nice and straight without rounding. Once you get to a place that you're like, this is where I'm going to stay, then you can drop the head and even move the hands forward. Inhale here. And exhale, keeping the toes pointed towards the ceiling, sky. Inhale, walking yourself all the way back up, turning towards your left leg so that your whole chest faces it, hinging forward till you feel like, oh, that's enough. I can breathe here and I feel it. Walk the hands a little bit more forward and then release the head and breathe here. Keeping the toes pointing up. Inhale, walking yourself all the way back up, bringing your left leg forward out in front of you, toes still pointed out. Maybe grab the booty and shift it back. Right leg is going to come up and it's bent in towards you, reaching all the way up. And again, we're going to do that hinging forward. And as we hinge forward, the knee's going to drop out to the side to create space for our bellies and torsos. And we're going to hinge forward here, coming all the way forward, dropping the head down. Tucking the chin is going to create more of a stretch in your back and it kind of feels a little bit stronger. And then you could even play with sending your foot forward and bringing it back, flexing and unflexing. And inhale, coming all the way back up, bringing that knee back up. And then you can open that and bring it back up, open it, bringing it back up. Switching feet. So right foot's going to go out, left foot's going to come on in. We're going to reach all the way up. Remember that leg's going to open up as we come down to create space for our bodies to go. All the way down, tucking that chin so you can feel that extra stretch down your spine. Inhale, coming all the way back up, walking that leg back up, and then open and closing that leg. One more time. Dropping it open and closing it, bringing both feet in together, in your butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana, lifting through your spine, pressing your knees down and away, and then hinging forward, really feeling that sensation in the hip flexors. Then tuck the chin and breathe here. Coming all the way back up on your inhale, turning over into your tabletop position. Really spreading your fingers, tucking your toes, and then really scrunching up into that cat pose, tucking the tailbone, tucking the head, pressing the hands and knees away from each other, creating length. Inhale, dropping the torso down, pulling the hands and knees towards each other in that cow pose. And then while you're here, find any kind of motion that feels good. And I really like kicking my hip up towards my ribs on both sides, kind of a belly dancer-esque motion, finding some sway there. You can even make some circles with your torso, both ways. And then we're going to take a real short downward facing dog, just so that we can bring that right foot up in between the hands. We're going to drop the back knee down, untuck the toes, walk the hands out in front of the foot, and then tuck the head down. The purpose of this is we're really trying to get that stretch into that front quadricep. So the back leg is almost in a split-like position, and then the front knee is actually going to go over the toe. So right here, really breathing in to that stretch of that front quadricep. And then we're going to start to walk ourselves backwards, straightening that front foot up, flexing that foot. So we're going to get into the back hamstring of the next one. And then you can tuck your chin, or you can pulling yourself forward over that foot so that you can really feel that stretch up the back of the leg. And then inhale, walking yourself forward. Tuck the chin again. And then we're going to tuck that back toe, and you're going to lift all the way up, Anjaneyasana. And you're still going to press into this so you can feel that stretch in that top of that quadricep. And breathe here. Finding length in your abdomen, and then lifting from your heart space all the way up. Arms are nice and close to the ears, almost like a warrior one on top. Exhale. Dropping back down, walk those hands forward, untuck your toes, head tucks again. And this time we're going to bring the foot towards your buttocks, and then you can walk your hands back, and if you want, you can grab that foot and then lean into that to have an even stronger quad stretch. Breathing here. And then when we release that foot, try not to let it kickstand all the way back. Just bring it back. And we're going to walk that foot to the outside of the hand, coming in here to your more lizard-esque position. You can stay here on your hands, or you can come down to your elbows and let that knee open up to the side. Breathing here. And you can even milk that hip or juice it, where you kind of rock it out and in, out and in. And then bring yourself back up to your hands, inhale. Exhale, send the hips back, bring that to the back to that tabletop. Take one round of cat-cow. So we're going to drop down into that cow, hands pulling towards each other, towards your knees. Exhale, hands and knees push away from each other, tucking the hin, tucking the tailbone, chin. And then you're going to take your small downward facing dog for a short period of time, and then you're going to step that left knee forward, dropping the back knee, right knee down, untucking the foot, and then tucking the head, walking the hands out in front of you, really feeling that stretch down your spine on both sides, and really sinking into that front quadricep and sending that knee over the toes for the split-esque position, really stretching out that quadricep. And then we're going to inhale, send the hips up and back, flex those toes towards the sky, and then really lengthen out the crown of the head. So we're sending it forward as we feel that stretch in the back of our quadricep here. And then walking yourself forward again, tucking the chin, walking the hands out in front of you for a second here as you stretch into that quad. And then you're going to pull back as you flex that foot towards your booty. Hand reaches around to grab for that foot to pull it in towards you. Now you can just stay in the same position we were in, or you can come here. If you can't grab your foot, you could always use a strap, or you could just open up in that position. Inhale and exhale, staying here. Releasing that foot without letting it slap the ground. Walk that knee out, coming into that lizard position, either staying up on the hands or coming down onto the forearms. And then again, you can drop that hip out and kind of juice it side to side so you can kind of feel those extra sensations. Inhale, coming back up onto your hands. Send that foot back and around into your tabletop position. And then we're going to leave our booties up and walk our hands forward, chin forward. If that's too much on the neck, you can always drop it. We're going to go into puppy pose here as we stretch out our shoulders after holding our weight for those lizards and forward quad stretches. And then we're going to come forward, bring your right knee forward up and like kind of between your hands into this pigeon pose. And then you're going to lift through your hands up and then go forward. Now try not to drop onto the hip that's open. You want to, if there's some space and you feel like there's too much space, you can always pop a block, a blanket, a pillow underneath that buttocks. And then you're just going to come forward and hang out. And you can really also think about that front quadricep too that's going back. And really think about pulling your right hip back and your left hip forward so they're square and creating that pressure down so you can feel that stretch. Inhale, coming up, and then we're going to send that foot back. And exhale, bring the left knee forward, lifting up, inhale. Exhale, hinging forward as you press that weight into that leg, really squaring off the hips, but we're drawing the left one back, right one forward. Inhale here. And exhale. And then bringing your hands back together, inhale, coming up. This time we're just going to roll onto that left hip, swing that leg around so your feet are now out in front of you, and then lower slowly down onto your backs. You're going to take your hands out into a T, take your hips, lift them up and over to the right, and then you're going to draw your knees to the left. Head's going to either look up or away from your knees in a supine twist. Inhale, bring the legs back up to center. Bring the head center if it wasn't already. Recenter the hips. Breathe here. Okay, inhale, press into the heels. Lift the booty up and over towards the left-hand side. Drop the knees to the right. Head can look up or away from the knees. Breathing here. Release everything in your body Try not to fight everything. Keep both shoulders on the ground. Inhale, bring the knees back to center, recenter the body. Now, two options here for your Savasana. You can fully extend out, take up as much space as you possibly can, or you can take your legs up a wall. You can get yourself close to a wall or just do this here. It's a little easier sometimes if you pop a block, a pillow underneath your hips. It kind of rotates them forward so you don't have to work so hard. And then leave your legs up in the air. So we'll take our Shavasana here. And just release everything in your body. Let it melt into the earth. Let the earth fully support you so that you are no longer in need of supporting yourself for just a minute, just a second, to allow yourself to fully release, letting go of anything that hasn't served you today, yesterday, the last year, your life. Letting that sink off of you like wax that's melting down a candle. Let it drip, drip, drip away. Inhale. And exhale. I will call you out when we're done, so just fully rest, knowing that you are being looked out for with the time. Inhale and exhale. Bring your legs down if they were up. Bring them closer to you if they were extended out. Wiggle your hips side to side. Move your fingers. Roll your head from side to side. Rolling over onto your right side or your left side, your choice, noticing which side you choose. In fetal position, pressing yourself all the way up into a seated position. Maybe even scooting the booty flesh back. Bringing your hands, like this fleshy parts touching each other, so you're kind of like a bird or a butterfly, placing that over your heart space, breathing here. And thinking of that butterfly or bird in your mind's eye, whatever you see yourself as. Watching it taking off from the ground or a flower or a tree up into the air, soaring with happiness and joy and contentment. Just being completely present into the moment as the wind passes over its wings and body. Taking your hands, switching them into prayer, bringing them in between your eyebrows. The person that practices presence in me sees the person that practices presence in you. Bowing forward to seal your practice. If namaste or another form of gratitude is in your practice, you may take that here. Thank you for joining me today for this stretch opening, especially of the quads.